Hey guys, welcome back. Shah here from Rivaaz in Lymington. Again, massive response with the chicken biryani recipe. What I sort of realized was most of my dishes that I've created are very meat orientated. So what I'm going to do for you today is a completely vegan friendly vegetarian stir fry. So the ingredients that we're going to be using, the veg that we're going to be using, are as follows. Right guys, so these are the ingredients that we're going to be using today. We've got 2 medium-sized potatoes, baby corn, mange tout, cherry tomatoes, green chillies, aubergine or eggplant, whatever you wish to call it, 2 medium-sized onions, some oil for cooking, salt and pepper, turmeric. We have panchphoron, which is a combo of fenugreek seeds, onion seeds, cumin seeds, black mustard seed and fennel seeds. Now that is completely optional. If you have it, use it. If you don't, then no worries at all. Then we have some tomato puree and 2 cloves of garlic that I'm going to chop up finely. Right, let's get this all prepped. Right, so what we're going to do is just finely chop this onion. Now the key to cutting great onions or any veg is a sharp knife. Now I have my knife sharpener right here, and all you do, once up, once down, about 3 or 4 times, and that actually makes it safer. So why that makes it safer is when you have a piece of onion like that, it cuts straight through as opposed to sliding off. So that, guys, is everything all prepped. Now let's get cooking. Right, let's get the gas on. So let's get the pan nice and hot. Okay, so that's now nice and hot. So I'm going to add the oil. There we are. Let that heat up. So now to that, I'm going to add a teaspoon of the 5 spice, just maybe a little bit more because it's quite a big frying pan. And just fry those off. They will start popping in just a second. Okay, so they're starting to move. And to that, we're then going to add the garlic. Okay, now that's ready for the garlic. Put those up. You don't want them to be too brown, just nicely fried off just a little bit. There we are. Now we can add the onions. Break those up. Right, just going to season that now. So salt and pepper. There we are. Might need a little bit more in a minute, but we'll start with that. Mix that all in and give that a few minutes just to cook. So that's now been cooking for about 1.5 minutes. You don't want to overdo it with the onions, just a nice saute on those. There we are. And to that, what we're going to do is we're going to add the turmeric. Now, quite a bit of turmeric on this because this is actually the only spice we're going to be using. So I'd say about maybe 1.5 tablespoons. I'm going to do it by eye. There we are. Let's try it. Start with that and then we'll see how we get on. You want all of those onions to take on that beautiful yellow turmeric colour. And always remember to stir the spices through, whatever spices you use, otherwise you won't get the flavour of them into the dish. Right, now to that goes the tomato puree. There's about 1 tablespoon of tomato puree there. And again, put that out. Give that about 30 seconds and then come back to it. Right, so just going to add a little bit dash of water to this just to help it along. That was literally, I'd say, a tablespoon of water, just to sort of give it a little bit of moisture. Okay, now I'm going to put the ingredients that will take the longest to cook in first. So the potatoes will take the longest, and with that the baby corn. There we are. Stir that through. Take on that beautiful colour. And now this is the time to put a lid on it, put the heat down and give it a few minutes, probably about 3 or 4 minutes, just so that the potatoes soften. Right, so that's now been cooking for about 3 minutes. Let's see how we're getting on. So some of those vegetables releasing their moisture, giving you a lovely colour. Right, now to that I'm going to add the mange tout and the aubergine. And give that a stir. Let those veg take on that beautiful colour. I've left the veg really chunky, so I like it a bit on the chunkier side when it comes to the veg. There we are, and at this point I'm going to add my green chillies. What I'm going to do with the tomatoes is I'm going to add those at the end just to finish it off. And put this lid back on and let that cook. Keep an eye on it, you don't want it to burn. So that's been cooking now for about 2 minutes. And look at that. I mean, that looks incredible. What you can do is, if you see it drying out, don't be afraid to just add a dash of water. It just helps with softening the vegetables and the cooking process. So again, they're cooking away nicely. In about another 2 or 3 minutes, we're going to add the tomatoes and then finish that off. Okay, so let's see how we're getting on. Those vegetables are cooking away nicely. I like my vegetables with a little bit of a crunch, obviously not the potatoes, but the rest of the vegetables, so I'm not going to overcook them, and hence why I put the potatoes in first so they soften up. So we're just going to check on one of the potatoes. No, that's still going to take a little bit of time. So at this stage, what we're going to do is put the heat down and add a dash of water. So there we are, just a dash, and let that cook through. There we are, leave the lid on it, turn the heat down, and give that a few more minutes. Right folks, let's see how we're getting on. Look at that, that looks incredible. Give that a stir. And those potatoes look like they're done to me. Yep, beautiful. Perfect. A little bit of seasoning, and we are almost ready to serve. There we are. Stir that through. Finally, just to add the tomatoes, give those a stir through. You want to leave you don't want the tomatoes to melt. Just a minute, half a minute, 30 seconds, just so that they have a nice crunch to them still. There we are. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is your vegetable stir fry. Completely vegan, vegetarian, gluten-free, dairy-free, absolutely delicious. Enjoy.